Hello, my dear students. Good morning and welcome to EduShastra. I am Vinod Shankaran, and this session is a very important session for you all. You keep asking me how we should go about improving our vocabulary. Okay, and I'll tell you we'll discuss some methods, but all said and done, it's very important that you adhere to some of the concepts I teach you here in the class. Okay, it's very important to actually pay attention to what I'm asking you to do. We think vocabulary is actually a problem. It is not. If you think, if you know some of the concepts, if you have some of the concepts in mind all the time, you'll see that vocabulary is not an issue as you make it out to be. Okay, it's not all that difficult. But how do we decide, sir? What all things should we be doing so that vocabulary doesn't look all that difficult? What all should we do? Okay, but then it'll take time. There is one thing you should be certain about, that it is not going to be an easy task. It is an uphill task for people who have never worked on their vocabulary. But having said that, is it possible to improve your vocabulary within a short span of time? Yes, it is. Before the exams, yes, it is. Okay, the only thing we need to do is, are we ready? Are we in a mode where we want to learn and we are able to do it? Today morning, I received a message from one of my students. She says, sir, reading comprehension is all out for me. I'm just not able to score there. DILR, RC, I'm doing this one. Maths, I'm doing well, but not RC. I said, why? She says, vocabulary. Why do you focus so much on vocabulary? Do you understand the text? Do you understand the concepts I've taught you, like how to deconstruct a passage, what all components to look for in a passage, what is the tone, etc. Okay, if you see, nothing works in isolation. Only vocabulary is not going to improve your reading skills. It's one of the things, but it's important. Okay, so let's come to that. Okay, let's come to the first part of it. Okay, what all can we do? I'm going to write some points first of all, and then we'll discuss one by one. Okay, first of all, there are 5 or 6 points that I want to show you. First of all is this: learn a list of roots, prefixes, and suffixes. Now you would say, sir, this is a cliche. It's not as if something that you're saying anew, sir. Everybody says the same thing. Learn a list of roots, prefixes, and suffixes. Of course, everybody has to say it because it is one of the things to do. Like if you want to live, if you have to live, you have to take a breath, and and it comes naturally to you. So this is something that is going to be very natural to you if you want to improve your vocabulary. So learning a list of roots, but the only thing I tell you here is my way of thinking is a little different here. Well, if I supply you with a list of roots, prefixes, and suffixes, do you learn them by rote? Sir, I spent, say about 3 months trying to learn all the roots, prefixes, and suffixes by rote, by memorizing. रट के सीखना क्या हो सकता है? नहीं हो सकता बेटा. ठीक है? If you find a long list on the internet, there are about 130 pages. The list that I provide is about 130 pages. Can you read all these? No. Can you memorize all this? No, not possible at all. But what can we do here? 113 or less, I don't recall. Okay, maybe it's an exaggeration. Anyway, I don't recall. There is another list which runs to 130 pages, but then I don't remember which one. Anyway, okay. So what do we do with this list, sir? You read it once. This can be done. Sorry. This can be done, right? Reading once, a list once is always possible. Reading it, I'm not asking you to memorize. Okay, this is where people make mistakes. They say, okay, sir, if you give me a list, I'm supposed to memorize them. It is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You'll not be able to memorize all those words. But what it certainly does is, if you have seen a list and you recall, say, 5% of the roots, you're better than the competition. The competition does not know the 5%. You know the 5%. That is where the difference comes. Okay, in a competition, it's about what is the best time for running 100 meters. Is there a best time? We do not know. We don't know. We say, okay, the world record has been set. Well, World record has been set at a particular time. Well, is that the limit? We do not know. So how many words can you learn? There is no limit. But how can you win a competition? That's always true. You just have to be one step ahead of the competition. Okay, so whenever somebody supplies you a list, don't think of trying to memorize the entire list. It will not happen. But read it at least once so that you are better off in the competition. Okay. Now that is the first thing to do. We'll discuss this. I'll show you. Sorry. I'll show you what we mean by roots, prefixes, and suffixes, and try the second one. This also will try to do some questions here. Always try to guess the meaning of the words in context, which means you are focused in reading. When you are focused in reading, the words only rarely will come as a hindrance, as an obstruction. Only when the sentence is a little tough, the words are going to be, the words will look obstructive to you. Okay, otherwise you'll see that you are able to guess the meaning almost always. If you are engaged in the question, then you will see that you are able to guess the meaning. I'll show you now. Okay, and this is one more thing. Some words tend not to stick to our memory. Try as you might. This is my personal experience. What I say is there are some words which I have to keep looking up in the dictionary, even though so many years have passed. I have come across the word so many times. Okay, but some words, they would rarely stick. So you start spending time with such words. And whenever you have time, try to play as many games as possible, word games as possible, if it is possible. You have free time, don't waste your time on WhatsApp and Instagram. Okay, even on Instagram, I would say if you can watch vocabulary videos, short vocabulary videos, that's a better thing. Or guessing games, it will be a better thing rather than wasting our time completely. Okay, so spend time with the word, learn how to use the word correctly. Now this one, don't try to cram in one go. Nothing, sir, I have a list of 5,000 Baron's words. Okay, is that enough? That is enough. Can you memorize it? No. Simple, finished. Okay, that question is done. Is that list enough? Of course it is enough. Can you memorize them? No. In a short time? No. Can I read it once? Yes, you should read it once. And in combination with the other concepts I'm telling you, like learning a list of roots, prefixes, suffixes, the guessing game, etc., all put together, it's good. But if you simply try to cram one list and you say, sir, 5,000 words seekhne ja raha hu. Now that can happen only when you have exceptional memory. Okay, so and then practice questions. Now this is again very, very important. If you love doing it, you do it. I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is NYT word. The first thing I do. If somebody is into it, I can tell you today's word. Today's word. It will come later, but I can tell you the answer. Okay. Okay. If you play Wordle and want to know the answer, I've done it. Okay. I'll tell you the word. If you try it, then please try it. It's a challenge. Like it's a challenge which makes you feel lively. You are in. Okay, and it tells me that I'm not away from what I'm trying to do in my life. That is teach students. That is what is the importance of playing games. Okay, word games or any game that you want to. Anything you want to do, just engage in that all the time. Okay, as a reading session, as a very as a very intensive session, and also as something that you can do part-time. Okay, anyway, finish reading a long list of words, about 3,000 words over a period of a month. Reading. I'm not saying memorize. Okay, and then simply keep reading a lot of books, a lot of articles. Make sure that you spend most of your time, free time, reading. Most of your free time reading. Now this, let me tell you, will take you places you don't know now. Now it will take you places, I'm telling you. If you are already working, you will know after a while what this has done to you, what reading has done to you, how many different things you are better off in so many different ways with people. Okay, your knowledge, your way, how to behave with people, your ability to anticipate what is coming in the communication. Okay, reading is a huge, huge tool. Anyway, so the power of roots, prefixes, and suffixes. Let's come to that. Okay, very quickly, let me show you some examples and then we'll move into it. See, a word primarily consists of three components, okay, because we have something called etymology. Words come into a language through a process, through a process. Okay, there is a history behind every word. There is a history behind almost every word. Okay, some words it might say, the dictionary might say origin unknown, but there was an origin which now people do not know, but there is always an origin to a word, how they make their entry into a particular language. So etymology, now what happens is to English, mostly Latin, Greek and French contribute a lot of words to English. Now how do they come? Okay, how do they come? They come in the form of prefixes, okay, roots and suffixes. Now, this is the best combination that one can look for in a word, but it does not always happen. The root and suffix could be there. The prefix and the suffix, the suffix itself functions as the root also. Okay, as the word also, it's possible. Okay, so one part doing multiple roles is a possibility, but ideally there should be three components in a word. Now, what do these three parts do and how do they look? A prefix is attached to the beginning of a word. Okay, okay, let's start with roots. We'll come back to this later. The root is what causes many words to appear in a language. Okay, so something like say, when I say duck, okay, when I say duck means to lead or to come in. So when I say duck, then this one root, to lead or to come, can bring in many different variations with a prefix. Okay, a prefix does nothing but show you the position or give a negative or positive impact to a word. When I put a prefix like in, on, okay, in, on, add, x, etc. before a word, okay, what it does is it can give you that context of position. Okay, which position is it in? Is it by the side? Is it above? Is it below? One. Or the negative or positive context to a word, like action, inaction. Okay, and then the suffixes. Now, this is a great tool. We may not realize it, but the last one, the suffix, is a great tool. It tells us the grammar profile of a word. Tells us the grammar profile of a word. Now, how would it matter? So for some questions, this matters a lot. For some questions, this would matter a lot. Suppose I give you a fill in the blank, and I give you 4 words. Just by knowing this particular thing could also help you. You don't have to think too much. Okay, just knowing the grammar suffix, the grammar profile of a word, you could actually fill it in. Okay, so let's talk about that. So this part is done. Now let's come to the suffixes. Now let me tell you, you see, I, O, N, whenever you see this suffix in a word, this suffix in a word, it's a noun. It's a noun. So if I write something like this, which word will you choose? Okay, let me show you. Okay, let me show you which word will you use. Okay, he got a dash in college fees. Okay, and I say he got a concession. Okay, and he got concede, something like this. What would you write? He got a concession in college fees. He got a concede. You would say, sir, concession, sir. Why? Because there is an article. This was very easy, sir. It sounds good to the ears, so I'm writing it. But there could be tougher ones. Okay. So he got a concession, you would say, because we want a noun. And A is an article. An article always is prefixed before a noun. So noun. Okay. So this is a very easy example that I showed you. It's a very easy example I showed you. Acha, what do we write? He is honest or he is honesty? Honesty is a noun. He is honest or honesty? What should we write? Don't tell me, sir, honest. Why should we write it? Why should we say honest, sir? And why not honesty? Because you have grammar, you have learned grammar, and you also have this word profile. EST, this is an adjective, and this is a noun. He shows what? Honest or honesty? He shows what? Honesty. That is the power. That is the power of knowing root words. But these are very easy questions. I'll show you some examples where you can actually put these to use. Okay. So what all did we learn? Learn a list of roots, prefixes, and suffixes. Okay. Then do a lot of practice questions. Read a lot. Guess a lot. Guess a lot. Guessing is part and parcel of vocabulary. You might say, so this is the first time somebody says you should guess it. Yes, you should guess the meaning. Because when you are trying to guess the meaning, you try to understand the sentence. And when you try to understand the sentence, a word does not exist in isolation. शब्द खुद ब खुद नहीं रहता वहां पर मैं अकेले किसी के मतलब नहीं है बाकी सब शब्दों से मतलब नहीं है मैं खुद बैठा हूं और मेरा ही केवल वैल्यू है ऐसा नहीं the word has value only when the other words are around otherwise it has got no value right in the sentence so we have to understand that the words can be guessed so let's try to put that concept of roots prefixes and suffixes to some questions and see how well we can do. Okay, first of all, see, serenity. What could be the word? Now, let me tell you, ITY is a noun. First of all, the first thing I do with vocabulary is this. ITY is what? Noun. How do you know, sir? Because I know a list of suffixes. Are you going to supply us one? Yes. Ask the support team. You will get one. So, serenity is a noun. Now, whatever I write must be a noun too. Whatever I write must be a noun too. So, sir, can I get that ability? Yes, you will be able to get that ability. Learn that list. Okay, now, serenity. Trans means trans plus quies. There are two words here. One is the prefix trans and quies. Can you guess it? Tumult. Tum means bulge. Tum means bulge. And this word you know. And turmoil. Origin is not known. Can you guess the meaning of the word? And why would you say that? Can you guess the meaning of the word serenity? What should be it? Batana. Serenity, what could be it? It's a noun and think about it. How does it look? Does it look like a negative word, a positive word? Okay, if you do not know that, let me tell you the root here. Seren. Okay, seren itself means quiet. Now, going by serendipity, absolutely. Seren means quiet. Yes, very good. Serendipity, absolutely. So what should be the answer now? Tranquil, absolutely. That is the power. So once you know, so as soon as you said the root, sir, it's very easy. Tranquil. And you have also given us, the root and prefix for tranquil. Tranquil would be a synonym. Absolutely. And tumult, what should it mean? Is it a negative word, a positive word? Bulge. And it says tumult. Tumult. What kind of a situation would that be? Manipur is facing a tumult. Manipur is facing a tumult. So what should we call it? Is there a synonym for tumult here in the options themselves? Within the options, do you have a synonym for tumult? Maybe uproar. Then have you heard of the word? Yes. Tumult, uproar, and then have you heard of the word turmoil? Yes. There are two, sir, not one. There are two synonyms for the same word. Tumult. Tumult, uproar, turmoil mean the same. Okay. So that ability comes once you start learning prefixes, suffixes, and that ability to guess all the time. Okay. So exercise your cells, brain cells. You'll be all right. That is all is required for language. Okay. For anything, everything. Now, clam means to shout. Can you guess it? Proclaim. Pro means forward. and clam means to shout. So what could be the meaning? Confusion. So quietness doesn't. Absolutely, Bhaskara. That is absolutely the way to guess it. Very good. Now you see, proclaim. If I know the meaning of clam means to shout, then immediately I know it should proclaim is to announce. So easy. Now let me give you some more roots. Try to guess the meaning of the words. The first one here says proclaim is to shout and tell everybody beforehand. Before something happens. Before something happens, you declare. That's a proclamation. Okay, now conceal. Seal means to hide. But con and com means all or together. This prefix means all or together. So can you tell me the meaning of conceal? What should be the meaning? Con, com, the prefix mean all or together. What do you think is the meaning? Conceal. Don't conceal the truth. What should be the meaning? Hide the truth completely. Hide something completely. Okay, you hide something completely is conceal. Okay, and next one, obfuscate. Negative word or positive word? Ob means against. Ob means against. There are many meanings for ob, but one of the meanings is ob means against. So obfuscate. What do you think? Negative word or positive word? Respond, man. Negative. Okay. So what should be obfuscate? See, immediately proclaim, obfuscate, guessing starts working. Like, acha. Proclaim does not seem to be a negative or a positive word. It looks a neutral word. I cannot write obfuscate because obfuscate looks a negative word. Done. You are halfway through the options. Okay. And conceal, you've heard of I said is all and seal means to hide. Now, convoluted. Volume means to turn. Volume or valve. Volume or valve means to turn. What do you think is the meaning of this? That's a convoluted concept. That is a... Yes, Bhaskara. Yes, you are right. So when I say convoluted, that's a convoluted idea. Akhilesh, complex, absolutely. That is how we write it. I'm not going to involve you in this. Volve means to turn or twist, or I'm not going to bring you into it. So involve. Okay, I'm not going to involve you in this. Convoluted. Revolve, turn again and again. Revolve. Volvo. Okay, if Volvo, this one is they say Volvo, and they have Volvo itself means going around in circles. Okay, try the next one. And first means to darken. First means to darken. So obfuscate, stand in front of you and actually hide the truth. So conceal, obfuscate, all of them mean the same, almost the same. Okay, now levitate. Can you guess this? Levi means to rise or to raise. Rise or to raise. What could be the meaning? First of all, think about it. Okay, don't try to directly jump to this because there are two possibilities. There are two possibilities. So don't try to jump to this. Okay, I'm warning you. That could be the answer, but there could also be another answer. Okay, now this has the root, sir. The Levi root is there. Okay, and the prefix also is there. Add, and add means to. Okay, so what is this? This mean levitate or it means float? What should be the meaning? Very good. Levitate means to rise or to raise. That is levitate. Okay. And alleviate is to make a situation light. Absolutely. Some external force lifts you up or you lift up by yourself. Ashish, have you heard of Maharishi Yogi? Long time back, there was a saint. He actually taught levitation to Americans. It's said, I do not know. Okay, that you could levitate. You could actually fly in the air. Something like that. Okay, so that is floating. something that can float on its own. Maglev, see these speed trains, the bullet trains are actually maglevs. Okay, they are magnetic levitation trains. Okay, they float in a magnetic field. Anyway, so alleviate is to make lighter. To make a situation lighter is alleviate. To make something better. Okay, a situation especially. Alleviate poverty, or you say alleviate alleviate the pains caused by COVID, something like that. Okay, so the meaning is float. Now, inanimate, what could be the meaning of this? Let me tell you. Anim means life. That's why we are animals. Anim means life. What could be the meaning of inanimate objects? With life objects or without life objects? Inanimate objects. What do you think? Without life. Absolutely. Okay. And grab, very good. And when I say gravitate, what does that mean? When I say gravitate, what does that mean? Gravis means to attract. To get attracted to something. But we write it this way. She gravitated towards me after a few meetings. She gravitated towards me. She got attracted. You don't attract, it is getting attracted. So she gravitated towards me. We write it that way. Okay, I gravitated her. Don't say that. You say she gravitated towards me. That is the correct way to use the word. Getting attracted. Okay, so see, without doing anything, we are learning a lot many roots. Here, we learned one root here. We learned another root here. We learned another root here. This is what I'm asking you to do. Learn a list and just do this. Take pains to learn simply 5 words every day, but do a thorough research on this. Now, which means even if you learn 20 words every day, this will help you a lot, because of the 20 words, suppose you learn 3 root words and how to use them. Then this 3 can actually give you insight into 300 words. I'm not exaggerating. If you know 3 roots, you can actually make sense of 300 words. Some of them are even more powerful. Some roots are even more powerful because they have been used in multiple ways with so many meanings. Okay, so just knowing, I'm pretty certain if you know about 100 to 150 root words, you'll be able to guess thousands of words. It's not an exaggeration. You can put that in Google, ask ChatGPT, ask Claude, ask anybody, they'll tell you. Rapturous. Rap and rav means to tear or to snatch. Tear or to snatch. Now, this is used in a positive context. Okay. When I'm very happy. Okay. Saurav Ganguly did it. When he was very happy, he actually tore he took it off. Okay. Some people do that. These soccer players, they tend to tear off their t-shirts. Okay. When they are very happy, rapturous. What is the meaning? Can you guess it? Okay. Melano means black. Melano means black. Guess it. Very, very good. If you are guessing it, and you did a very good. When you are on cloud 9, you are ecstatic. You are very, very happy. And melano, does it sound like a negative word, a positive word? Melano means black. Nothing about it. Looks negative or positive. Even that context, yes. Melancholic is sorrowful. Melancholic is sorrowful. Okay, these words mean the same. Sorrowful and melancholic mean the same. And let me tell you, this word is not a positive word. When I say artful, then somebody is deceitful. Yaad rakhna. Artful means shrewd, deceitful, somebody who can cheat you. Okay, so rapturous, rap. So you see, we say rapturous, and we say, but there is another root which is rupt, and rupt means to break. Can you think of some words with rupt? Can you think of some words with rupt? Yes. Very good. How can a word which means tear or snatch mean ecstatic? That's why I'm telling you. In what context is it used? When I'm very happy, I tear my t-shirt. That's how it is used. So that ability to identify where did the root word come from and what should be the connection. Once you understand the connection, then it becomes very easy. See, rupture itself means break. Rupture itself it means break. But you also know the meaning of interrupt. What does this mean? Interrupt. Erupt. Very good. Erupt. 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 And then here, interrupt. What do you mean? What do we mean? Come like come in the middle and break something that is progressing. जो चल रहा है उसको तोड़ना. So come in between and actually cause something to break is interrupt. When I'm talking, somebody comes and says something and he intervenes, it is interrupting. Now I use the word intervene, right? I said intervene. There is a root here also. Vene means to come. Vene means come. To come in the middle, intervene, interrupt. Okay. Now, can you guess the meaning of this? Corrupt. This is actually com or rupt. Com plus rupt. Com means, I said com means all. So it has become corrupt. Can you guess the meaning? Why do we say somebody is corrupt? Why do we say somebody is corrupt? Batana? Guess it. When they have, yes, because they are broken from all angles, morally, spiritually, absolutely, unethical, irreparable, yes, absolutely. That is the way. That's how words come into being. So that ability to have that, say, point of reference and then guessing. It comes with practice. It comes with practice. You'll know. Acha, 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 acha. Why should I say somebody is corrupt? Because he's broken spiritually, ethically, morally, every way he's broken, corrupt. Brushed, Hindi. Okay, in Hindi also we have this word brushed. Batao, why brushed? Brushed is broken, actually. Okay, so petulant, the last word, and then we'll go to the next exercise. That is guessing game. Let's guess the meaning of a word, whether the word is a correct fit or not in a sentence. We'll come to that later. Petulant. Petty, pit means towards or seek. Going towards or trying to find. Okay, so petulant. Okay, so let me tell you that this is a negative word and it's an adjective. Negative word and adjective. So can you guess it? Petulant is an adjective. It's not a noun. So if you know which one looks like a noun, you can leave that. That is certainly not the answer. I've already given you some clues. Okay, so guess that. And it's a negative word. Petulant. So certainly one word is not the answer. Which one? One word is certainly not the answer because it is not an adjective. You know one thing for certain. That is not the answer. That I'm certain about, sir, because you, very good, Akhilesh, very good, Vida. D cannot be the answer because petulant you say is an adjective. Petulant you say is an adjective. And inanition is a noun. So that cannot be the answer. Certainly it cannot be the answer. Okay, answer is bad-tempered. Absolutely. So this cannot be the answer. Why, sir? Because it's an adjective and this is a noun. See, I'm better off than the competition. That's exactly what I'm asking you to do. You will not be able to learn all the words in the dictionary before your exams start. Never. That is, whether your exams come or don't come, I think there is a remote possibility that you would know all the words in the dictionary even before we close our eyes on the earth. Okay? I do not know that. I love words. Okay? So what happens is, it's all about, why am I a teacher of vocabulary to you? Because I know more than you. That's all. That is the only thing that differentiates you and me, apart from the way I teach or something. Okay, but then understand the vocabulary part of it. So it will increase. This is a noun. It cannot happen. And can you guess can you see the root here? Can you see the root here? Bad-tempered is the answer, Praveer. Very good. But can you see the root in inanition? Very good. And what did we say? What did I tell you Annie means? Ashish? Absolutely. When I'm petulant, I show my I'm throwing something. The petulant, petty or pet means towards or seek. Okay, so which means I'm showing my anger. I'm throwing my anger at you. Irritation. Now, any I've said is life. So inanition is not having life, which means you're lethargic or lifeless. You don't have energy in inanition. Okay, Sundays. Okay, on Sundays, I feel this a lot. Inanition. I don't want to do anything. Okay, so lethargy. These words mean the same. Lethargy is a noun. Inanition is a noun. Two words could not have been the answer. There are only two: offensive or bad tempered. Bad tempered is the meaning for petulant. That's how we do it. Now, there is a word here. Okay, guess which word should substitute the highlighted word? And the word itself is substitute. Okay. Do you think it is correct in the context of the sentence? Read the sentence, understand the sentence, and then see whether this word is a good word, or at least tell me, so this word should be replaced. If I do not know what word to use here, at least I know that this is not the correct usage, or it is the correct usage. You don't have to change it. Read and tell me. Okay, Ashish, Amnish. Okay. You mean there is a change required? Aditya Akhilesh, very good. Sir, substituted doesn't work there. Now, do you spot such incorrectness in the usage of words when you're reading articles? Do you do that? We believe that the author who has written it must have written it correctly only. Do you always, yes, advocated is right, of course. Okay. Do you always have this critical view on? I'm not asking you to be like arrogant, but what I'm asking you to do is, how many of you spot errors in sentences when you're reading articles? The Hindu is supposed to be the best written English newspaper in India. Okay, no, the minimum number of errors. Okay, can you spot typographical errors, grammatical errors there? If you can do that, then you have a critical mind. You will always look at something with a pinch of grain of salt, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. You don't have to be overly critical, but having that critical view actually tells you where the pitfalls are, and then truly appreciate great work. Truly appreciate great work. Okay, so having that eye, that critical eye, goes a long way. Okay, I taught some students this concept, and what they would do is they would read IS students. Okay, they would read an article, and they would point out every day. They would point out some error or the other in the Hindu. I would say that is the way to go. Some of them, sometimes they were wrong. Sometimes, mostly, the Hindu was right. These guys were wrong. But at times there are some typographical errors. There are incorrect usage of words. Grammar is not proper. Okay, but that I will actually prepare you for the exams. Okay, this will happen in any newspaper you go to, any article, any magazine you go to, because they have to deal with so many words. But then the best edited paper is, of course, best edited paper in terms of grammar and language. I'm not talking about content. Content is your own opinion. Okay, so substituted, advocated, very good. And the root for advocated, sir, work means to call. Work means to call. So advocate, to call in favor of somebody, to call in favor of somebody or something. Advocate, to say, please do this, is advocation. Invoke, bring gods or bring something into effect. Invoke, bring into effect. Invoke. Revoke, call back. Revoke. Okay. Provoke. Okay. Ask somebody for action. Do that. Do something. Inciting. But this has a negative connotation. When we say provoke, then we actually mean inciting or encouraging somebody to do something that is not proper, usually. Okay. Then Aristotle held that citizenship is obtained by birth. Do we require any change here? Or it's okay? Why Bhaskar? Why Bhaskara? Why would you say attained? What is the problem with obtain? What is the problem with obtain? Let me see. What is the problem with it? And then you were right. Achilles. Oh, Achilles says no change. Why? The problem is now grammar. See, vocabulary would not work if your grammar is not good. The grammar has to work too. The grammar has to work too. Now, after a helping verb, we always write the V3 form or the V4 form, the ing form or the past participle. Here, it is written as the first form. That is wrong. And it's not an adjective, it's a verb. So the verb has to be correct, sir. The meaning is correct, but the grammatical profile is incorrect. So we say attained. Aristotle held that citizenship is gotten by birth. Okay, attained is the correct word. Did you understand it, all of you? Vaskara, no. It is in the passive voice. It is in the present tense. What is achieve? Now, Aditya, read it. Read the sentence. Achieve. When do you use achieve? When you put in an effort. When you put in an effort and get it. Are you putting in an effort by taking birth? Or it's a voluntary thing? It's an involuntary thing. It's an involuntary thing. It's not a voluntary thing, okay? Why you... Absolutely, Vaska. That is the passive voice. Therefore, we say attained. After the helping verb, we write the V3 form of the verb. Very good. Very good. So done. So that is, see, do you understand, Ayush? Why can't we write achieve? Because achieve is gotten after putting in an effort. This is by birth. You don't put in an effort. That's why I say engage with the sentence. Engage with the sentence. Try to understand the sentence. More than enough. You'll understand the meaning of the word, how it is used, everything. Third question. The poor form the majority of the votes in the country. Votes? What should be right? What should be right? Majority of the votes or voting people, voters. So it should have been voters or votes? Voters. Where is the word voters? Guess it. Absolutely. Guessing will work here. Sir, election, I think election must be about voters. I'm going with that word. Go with it. Okay, who said don't guess? Guessing is part and parcel. Yes, electorate. Electorate is the collective form of voters. All the voters together is the electorate. Elite is the high class of people. Wealthy, elite means the same. Fourth question now. Let's try this. There is no refusing. Now, this word is slightly tricky. Let's see. There is no refusing the fact that traditions have greater hold on the public than anything else. There is no refusing. And no change, denying, reprimanding, and truth. Now, reprimand means to scold somebody. Scold somebody. Okay, the root here is mand. Mand means to order. Okay, we'll come back to this word a little later. We'll come back to this word a little later. I told you the meaning. Reprimanding is scolding. Now, is this word okay? Or we should change it? Okay. Very good. Very good. You say, Sir, Ashish, Praveen, all of you say, sir, we should write denying. How is it different from refusing? See, words which look so close. Words which look so close. Refusing, denying, sir, it means the same. They mean the same. The two words mean the same. So why should I be writing denying? And let me tell you, this is the correct answer. Denying is the correct answer. We must change this. Why? Because there is a difference in the use of denying and refusing. When I offer something, you can refuse. Offers are refused. I give you something and you say, no, I don't want it. Is refusing it. Denying is saying no when somebody is asking you to do something, asking you to do something, not offering you. Okay, they ask you to do something or they are accusing you. Okay, asking you or accusing you, blaming you, then you say deny. Okay, that is the difference. So denying the fact, I don't want to refuse the fact was not offered to me. Okay, I'm not denying it. I'm not saying no to this. Okay, I cannot say that this is incorrect. So when you deny, you say that it is incorrect. When you refuse, you don't accept an offer. Okay, I don't accept. I refuse their offer. Yes, that's correct, Ashish. That sentence is correct. Deny is to say it is incorrect. Deny is to say that something is incorrect. You you were responsible for what happened there in the college. No, I deny it. I deny it. I say that information is incorrect. That is denied. I denied the offer is wrong. That's incorrect, Ashish. You cannot deny the offer. You cannot say that the offer is incorrect. You will refuse to accept it. You'll not accept it. Refuse. We don't say deny. Okay. I denied having done that. Okay, don't say don't deny the offer. That is the difference. So knowing the nuances, that's why I say spend time with the words. Okay. Spend time with the words. Similar looking words, they may be slightly different in meaning. Like I told you, gravitate and attract. Okay. So I'm attracted to her and I attract everybody around me. So I gravitate, I cannot use it that way. It is always the other thing that gets gravitated towards you. That is the difference. So I cannot use it as a straight synonym and use it in the same grammatical way that I can use attract. That is the problem. So that's why I say, please pay attention to the usage part also. Now, reprimand. Now look at this. Okay. Mand means, I said, to order. Okay. That's why we have command. Complete order. You cannot escape it. When somebody commands you, you have to do it. Okay, because it's a total order. It's all binding on you. Command. Okay. So what is reprimand? Okay. You did something wrong. Okay. So from a position of authority, okay, reprimand is don't do it in the future. Don't do it in the future. And doing it again and again. Okay, doing it again. Don't do it in the future and shouting at you and again trying to tell you. I say, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? You shouldn't be doing that. It's a reprimand. I keep repeating my order, the authority, like dad and all. Whatever happened, why did you do that? Whatever happened, why did you keep giving explanations? And dad says, no. Why did you do that? So that is reprimanding. Again and again, like actually it is scolding. Actually it is scolding. A very simple word is scolding. But how does it work as a reprimand? Is from a position of authority. I keep telling you that what you did was wrong. Reprimanding. Okay. So then fifth one. Private companies do not produce new varieties and inputs perpetually as a result of their own insecurities. Understand the sentence. Only then you will be able to guess whether that perpetually is correct or incorrect. Think about it. Private companies do not produce new varieties and inputs. Why? Supposedly, okay, as a result of their own insecurities. Companies start believing what is already working, let it work. Why should I bring in anything new and bring down my sales or incur an expenditure? When I try to bring in something new, I have to incur a new expenditure. Until and unless it is absolutely new, and there is a demand, I won't want to upset my apple cart. Jo chal raha hai, chalne do. Okay. So perpetually, supposedly is the meaning. Do you think there is a change required or it's okay? Absolutely. Avnish, Ashish, very good. No changes required. Absolutely. Very, very good. Very nice. Okay. Now let's try one more type of question. These are the things that we need to keep doing every day. When you're reading, you try to guess the meaning. Guess the meaning of the word. Okay. It will always tell you. With that critical mind you have, you will always find the meaning, or you'll become very close to the word if you try to guess the meaning of the words. Now, arrogant. Should that be replaced? Read the entire sentence. Understand the sentence. Only that. Understand the sentence. Entirely, Ashish, read, uh, we'll read that sentence again. If you do not understand the sentence, then every word is going to look good, but Ashish. We'll come back to that. Wait, let's do this. Arrogant by nature, what, what is the sentence pointing to? The rest of the sentence. Leave the highlighted word. Leave the highlighted word. We are not supposed to change the other words, right? So they must hold a clue. Get the clue from the rest of the sentence and see whether arrogant is correct or incorrect. Jones spoke very little, even to his family members. Spoke very little, even to his family members. Does he look like an arrogant person? Does he look like an arrogant person or a reserved kind of guy? He looks more like a reserved kind of person, sir. So which word is a reserved? At least we know that the word has to be changed. The word has to be changed. So taciturn, absolutely. Taciturn is somebody who is reserved, doesn't talk much. Okay, reserved. Okay, he is laconic, doesn't talk. Laconic also means not talking much. Okay, and garrulous is somebody who speaks a lot, talkative. Okay, talkative. Equivocal is undecided. Undecided. Okay, saying equi means both. So for A and B, I speak equally. For I say, beta, which ice cream do you want? And the child says A also, B also. I said, decide one. No, A also, B also, B also, A also. So he's caught in a dilemma. Is what is equivocal. Okay, and when I say unequivocal, then I've taken one side. The child was unequivocal when I asked him which ice cream he wants, and he said the one with the strawberry flavor. The child was unequivocal. That is, he said he chose one for certain. He said, I'm going to choose this. Unequivocal. Vocal, equi, un. Okay, that's how it works. Very good. So, no, equivocal means talking for two things equally, which means it's not the correct one. But that is, it's being in a dilemma. Very good. Being taciturn. Very, very nice. Now let's try this. Can you try to fill in the blanks now? Now it's slightly different now. Okay, I'm not asking you to replace them. I'm asking you to fill in the blank. How do we do it? Again, the blank has meaning. The blank has meaning only when the other words are around. Without the other words, the blank mean nothing. The blanks mean nothing without the other words. So the other words should actually hold a key. They must have some clue, hint, the key information. Use that and decide what kind of words we want. Negative words, positive words. What is the combination we require? Pay attention to this, but also, and think about it. Positive, negative combination, negative, negative combination, positive, positive combination, and try one. Very good. So fast you were able to do it. Okay, so easy. Very nice. Travel. See, all these words could have been used eternally, forever, or indefinitely. Okay, the first one cannot be used, but these three, the first words can be used in the blank for all the three, but the second one decides it. But their intensity, so, diminishes. What is alleviate? To make something better. To make something better. That is to reduce the pain of something. To reduce the intensity of something that is bad is alleviating. Okay, so alleviating is not possible, increases the opposite, therefore the D must be the correct answer. Absolutely. That's how we do it. Guessing is part and parcel. Learning a list of vocabulary and roots, prefixes, and suffixes is part and parcel. And doing a lot of exercise is again part and parcel of improving your vocabulary. The conclusion of his argument, while dash is far from dash. So what kind of idea are we presenting here? Contrasting ideas or complementary ideas? How do you see it? Contrasting ideas or complementary? Read the sentence. Contrasting ideas. Very good. So now, very good. No, Achilles, that can't work. Nahi kar sakta na. Look at this. His argument, while, say, let's put some other words here. While positive is far from positive so that it can become negative. Because of this word, because of this phrase, far from, I have to use a positive word so that the positive word can become negative with this, far from. So the second part must be negative. So this is out of the question. You cannot say interesting. Far from interesting is very dull, but it is, he doesn't mean that, because this part seems to have the positive word, and this part has to be the negative word, but it says far from. Therefore, when I use a positive here, this will, far from positive will be negative. Now, this we could have used, but the problem is, while worthwhile, it is valueless, far from valueless. You have said the same thing. While worthwhile means it is valuable, is far from valueless is valuable. What are you trying to say? So I could have stopped the sentence here. It is worthwhile. I could have said that and stopped it. I want to create a negative, a contrast here. This will not create a contrast. These two can. Esoteric means hard to understand. Obscure means hard to understand, or say not in fashion anymore. Not in fashion anymore. Okay. It's not in nobody. It is gone from the memory. Obscure. So can this work, or we are talking about an argument, therefore abstruse and incomprehensible can work? So this is also hard to understand. See, two things, esoteric and abstruse, both of them mean the same, hard to understand. Only this part can decide. So which one, obscure or incomprehensible? Obscure or incomprehensible, which one can work? Only D. Is far from incomprehensible. It says abstruse. It's a difficult concept to understand, but it is not incomprehensible. It is at least, you can at least understand what he's trying to say. Okay, but it is a difficult concept to, it is a very difficult concept to grasp fully, but it is far from incomprehensible. When I just can't understand anything, it's not like that. We can understand a little about this. This is very close. Obscure is very close, but D is a better choice. Okay, incomprehensible is not being able to understand anything, but he says it's far from incomprehensible. It's not that. You can understand somewhat. Okay, obscure is far from obscure. It has not gone out of fashion. No, we are not talking about the fashion part of it, or something that is out of use. We are not talking about that. We are talking about something that can be understood, because we are talking about the argument. Okay, to the next one. Try this. The success of the business venture dash his expectations. He never thought that the firm would prosper. Never thought that the firm would prosper. This is what gives us clue for this plan. Very good, Amish. Ashish fulfilled his expectations. He says he never thought that his expectation was what? Negative or positive? When you say fulfilled, negative. So you want his expectation, Ashish. Read the second sentence. His expectation was negative or positive? Negative. Never thought that firm would, yes, his expectation was negative. So what must have happened with the success? The success must have proved him wrong. The success must have proved him wrong. Okay? It proved his negative expectations wrong. So which one? Think about it. You can guess it. Take one by one. Fulfilled is not the word, sir. Absolutely, Ashish. Sir, I do not know the meaning. I do not know the meaning. But there seems to be this lie here. Lie is, okay, seems to hold some meaning here. Nullify is making it zero, making it ineffective. So expectations cannot be made ineffective. Okay, so nullified is not going to work, fulfilled is not going to work, confirmed is not going to work, therefore belied. Belied is made untrue. His expectations were proved wrong, made untrue. Be lie. Get the point, Veda? There are two Ashishis in the class, not short. Okay. So I'll have to say Praveen, which will be better. Okay. So the last question for the day. Let's try this. The professor became increasingly dash in later years. What is he doing? बाद के सालों में he changed. What happened here? Negative, positive. Let's read this part. Flying into a rage whenever he was opposed. Flying into a rage whenever he was opposed. So as he was getting older, he was becoming Satyana. He became cynical. So what is the correct word? Old people tend to become a little complaining, like me. So which one? Irascible. Absolutely. Very good. They became increasingly irascible. So this doesn't work. Taciturn is not talking. So this part is not served by taciturn. Voluble is speaking out aloud. No. Subdued will not work because the opposite is suggested. He's not subdued. He's actually shouting and getting into a rage. So irascible is easily irritated, easily becoming angry. Somebody that can be easily angered is called irascible. Now you see, what did we learn today? We learned a lot of, we learned root words, the power of root words, how to improve your vocabulary, and please ask for that list of roots, prefixes, and suffixes from support@edushastra.com. Okay, and please read that words. And if you have a list of, sir, I have this list of barons, okay, which I am trying to learn. Well, don't try to cram. Read it once. Read it once. More than enough. If there are 3,000 words, and if you can simply recall about 100 words, and some 400-500 words are there in the memory, not in the active memory, but in the passive memory, well, your work is done. Okay? There are people who are not reading the barons. They're not reading barons. Okay? They are struggling with vocabulary because they do not know the tricks. Okay? You're better off than them. The competition is all about being one step ahead. Okay? So see you all in the next class. I would say vocab builder, Ashish. I say vocab builder. Norman Lewis is something to be read over a period of time. It's something to be read over a period of time. It's not something that is going to immediately help you, because I've already discussed what roots, prefixes, and suffixes can do. Okay, the gist of the book I've already given you here. So why read the book now? Now focus on improving vocabulary, because there are not many words in this one, your Normal Lewis. Any app you suggest for vocab, Avnish, there are thousands. There are thousands. Okay, my best choice would be to read and focus on a few words. Okay, and if you just ask Google, there are 1,000 places where you can learn words from. But then, all said and done, don't try to mug up words. Just let them see. Go to say our Instagram. Search for any channel that is discussing vocabulary. The one that you like, you pick one, and just make sure that you listen to it once. हर दिन सुबह में एक बार सुन लेना, खत्म हो गया, done. Okay, vocabulary will improve on its own. The thing to do is be very consistent with it. Do it every day. Whenever you get free time, engage in learning vocabulary. You'll see a huge change in you very soon. एक महीने के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा फर्क पड़ने लगता है. Okay, 1 month is more than enough. Okay, see you all in the next class. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.